Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome to another trading update. I need to shave, I think. Look at that. I'm getting rough. The bear market is taking its toll on me. So yeah, good morning. Let's take a look at the market. It's been fun. I mean, there's some big news that came out. So Circle came out with news that its crypto stablecoin is now trading, which provides an alternative to Tether, which I'm always a fan for. I mean, come on. Tether's a bit shady. It's weird that we have one coin that gives dollars. I know it's probably okay, but there's a lot of people out there who are very anti-Tether. So having a Goldman Sachs backed, because Circle is owned by Goldman Sachs, having a Goldman Sachs backed crypto coin is pretty awesome. Let's take the news as well too, just before we go. Anyways, it's a good day. So Bitmain finally filed for IPO. Bitmain's full of shit. I'm just gonna say that now. I wonder if they've posted their quarter two numbers. But I would not be investing into that company at all. I mean, yes, the giants of the company, but they've lost a lot of engineers, and yeah. So BTC has been compressing even more, and there is some volatility that is coming. I think that we are. I've been going back and forth, and I really think that we're about to test this 6,000 again and possibly break through to the bottom. I think that we have to have a break in volatility, especially when we break out of this wedge. So if we look at, I think it's this one, right? So here we have this declining wedge that's been happening for like weeks. Let me go to a 2-day, like weeks and weeks, months even, since the beginning of the year, right? We'll just take it even higher, right? So here we have this trend line, which has been coming down. Yeah, we have this like 6,000 area, which has been gone through 0 times. We broke to 5,800 once, and then we had that massive rally back up to 8,500. But for the most part, volatility has just been compressing, and it's hard to catch moves now. So, the volume's been decreasing. I don't think it's very good. I think lower prices would help bring some volume back into the market. I also think a lot of people are just waiting for the move to take place. So here we are. We are on a slight update today. We just had a little bounce. We're back in this channel that I drew before. Just extend this out a bit, right? And it still goes back a little bit. So this is our channel of death between 65.50 and 61.60. We're back in it. So I would expect us to maybe test the lows again on BTC, which would mean coming down to 6,200. Let's take a look. 61.50, 62.50. So I think what we're doing right now is we had that little sell-off. We're coming up, and now we're going to sell off again, and we're going to come down, and we're going to test this 62.50 area again. Right, but it's at least that's how I'm playing it today. I thought this move was going to be a little bit better in the amount of liftoff it was going to have, and it still may, but we've reached the halfway point of the move, and we're actually already moving down again, which is not the best. Again, we can draw this trend line again from point to point. It doesn't tell me anything, but just shows that we are kind of staying above it. As soon as we break through this 63.50 area, again, that signals for the downside moves to take. Right now, I guess the move would be like if you want to try the bounce, 63.38, 63.50. Try the bounce at 63.50 once we get down there. But yeah, again, just keeping an eye. There's not enough volatility in the market to actually try to get directional at the moment because we're just whipsawing around. And there's been a lot of smaller trades that I've had during the day down on the 15-minute chart. So at the 15-minute chart, what I'm looking for right now is for a bounce, probably back up to this 64.80, maybe even 6,500 area, just to retest here, and then we fall off and we come back down to the 62 or 63.50 area. So expecting downside today, but we'll see. There hasn't been too much movement to the upside. What I am looking at, and the trade that I have put on, and I will be following this one today, is I think that the BCH, we had this move, right? We need to test the lows on. Sorry, my dog is drinking. So just like Ripple, right? So let's look at Ripple first. So we need to test the lows. So Ripple had this massive up move, right? To the upside. It then that was a multi-day move actually. So I think it was a 3-day move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-day move, right, to the upside, which was pretty massive, based on some news that was coming out. After the move was done, there was I think it was the 12-hour, show the best. Right, so here's the 12-hour. So massive move, peaked at 11,000 sats. Holy shit. Peaked at 11,000 sats and then came all the way back down to 7,000 sats. So huge retrace. So yesterday, the Bitmain news came out. We had a move up to down to the 1 hour. We had a move up to 554, and then we came back down and we touched 511. If we have continued sell-off on BTC today, I think it could stop the continued BCH move, which is kind of my theory of what's going to happen. Because, while there may be another big pump that happens today, I just don't see the upside potential in Bitcoin Cash. I don't. I think a lot of financials are going to come out about Jahan and from the IPO filing. I think there's going to be a lot more drama that comes out now that they've actually come public about everything. So yeah, what I'm looking to do is I've already put a small short on. I put it on just to have it on. So let's talk about, okay, so let's transition into how do you get rid of your FOMO as a trader, but still stay in the move and not miss things. So let's say yesterday, right? You see that BCH has already jumped maybe like 10%, right? What do you do then? You don't want to miss out on the move. However, at the same time, you want to get into the move and make sure you get some of the potential upside there, but you want to limit your risk. And so really it comes down to position sizing and understanding that you would take part of the move now, and then later on you would come back and fully into the move when there was a pullback. So in this case, in BCH's case, there wasn't a pullback. It just kind of rocketed it up because of the algo bots, right? So there wasn't a pullback. But if you had taken, like on this, let's say you get 10% of the move, you miss it. You then take you take your full position size, which you would want to go in, and maybe you take like 10 to 15% of that, right? And then you put it in. So that is one way to do it. So again, if you miss the move, think about the position size that you want to take. Maybe bring it down to like 10 or 15% of what you actually think it's going to be, and then go into the move. And then if there's a pullback, then you can get fully loaded in it. Oh, sorry. So again, what I'm looking for is a return up to these 6,500 area, and then just a move over, but we may not even get there. Sorry, this is too small of a chart. Let's come to the 2 hour. So, we've seen a kind of downward move here, probably happen into another sell-off. That's what I think, because the momentum's dying. It's getting quite weak. We'll see. So I guess everything that I'm looking at is short today. Really just waiting for the bounce and then trying to get short. Everything's on a smaller time frame because the volatility has been really low and it's not really moving that much. So intraday plays, again, EOS, if we get a bounce up to this like 5.5 area, I would look at some trades. I'll keep posting today on where, if any, there's some decent trade entries. It'd be EOS BTC on as well. Again, so 8,500 sats, 8,600 sats. You could just target the top of here. To think that come along here would just poke up and then come down would be the play. And let's see if we can find a real trade though. I think ETH is the really one that I want to get today. I want to short ETH. So what I'm waiting for is a on the 15-minute chart, right? So what I'm waiting for is a pop up to like 215, 216. So a return to these upper levels, and then to go short. So, and then to have my, let's set this trade up. So we want to have a short position. I'd want it to come back up to here, like 216. Say 216 on the dot. Right, 216 on the dot. My stops are going to be just above these intermediate highs, this support level right here. It's 220, right? So I'm taking a 2% move up. And then what I'm targeting for would be the lows, which is some targeting. Let's just say 200. Yeah, okay. Let me zoom out a little bit more and I can get 200 in here. Oops. 200. So can I compact this? So it's hard to see. Actually, it's really hard to see. There's a compact which you can switch to, which makes it much easier. Okay, it just has all these dots. Let me see if I can drag this out a little bit. Okay, so 1 to 3.74. So I'm looking at a this would be 10x leveraged as well too. So I'm looking at a 20% loss, or I'm looking at a 70% upside, which is almost a 1 to 4 ratio, which I think is pretty good. 1 to 4 ratio in the risk reward, risk reward. But it may not get there. It may turn over. So again, I want to let the big come to me. I think 216 is a fine area. What BTC does is going to be the main driver. It definitely needs to pick up today. 6470 was one of my shorting points that I was thinking about. I'll probably look for this area. So somewhere between 6490. Yeah, 6490 probably be a good place once it comes back up. But we need to have a bit more of a bounce here. BCH as well too. Again, I'm already short. I shorted the lows actually because I thought it was going to fall off a bit more. But I've got my rebuy up here. Yeah, so my rebuy is here. It's 80.30. so I could come down to the 815 and get out. All right, so that's probably it. I don't think I'm looking at much else today. Probably just ETH. ETH is the main one that I want to short. I think it has a lot of downside potential, and I want to show you because of a few things. So look at ETH longs. So ETH longs are at 392,000 ETH, close to 400,000 ETH, and it's been, I believe, at all-time highs. Let's go to 1 week. Oh yeah, look at that, all-time highs. It was the other day. So I think the longs are coming off, which is, it says something about the moves. We had a big short squeeze. When was that short squeeze? Was it yesterday? I know, 3 days ago. What does that coincide with? This move, that move. Okay, so from 245 to 226, pulled off $200,000 in shorts. Wow. And shorts have been going up, but not dramatically yet. So there's a huge imbalance between the longs and the shorts, which indicates that the longs could be in for a lot more pain, a lot more pain. And that's why I think ETH is one of the best shorts right now, just because of this imbalance between the shorts and the longs. It doesn't really mean much when we take a look at the heat map. So this is Tensor Charts. I would recommend that you check it out. It's really good. So let's take a look at ETH. This is ETH on USD, and look, there's no, so there's some 200 is where the bids are, but that's about it. Wait, can we go down to 170? No, I think we need to go to Bitfinex. Check out Bitfinex. Where is ETH USD? ETH USD Bitfinex. It's a bit slow. This computer is kind of oh wait, what's this? ETC. What is this? Fake Ethereum. All right. So here we are. Here's the heat map. I need to drag it lower. Oh. Okay, so really the bids are at about 205. Is where the strongest bids are for ETH. Check out GDAX, because I was chatting with our private group, and Pavel there was saying that there was nothing down until 170. Here it is. Here's GDAX. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit better. Oh, okay, so it's not. Weird. That's interesting. So it's hard to get a grasp then on what's going on with ETH and where it's going. But I think 205 would be the first target, because that's where the majority of the bids are. Not ETH Euro, ETH USD. ETH USD on Bitfinex. We'll come back to this. Wait, that's GDAX. Okay, here we go. I got it now. Yeah, look at that. So the bids are at 205. You could probably take a small short now, and then build it up later, as I think we are going to see continued downward pressure. But I want to wait for the 15-minute to come up a little bit. I'd like for it to come up to here. 215.50. So between 215.50 to 215.60 is where I'm looking to target. So again, I already have the stops here. So you can see, here's my risk reward, right? So stops here, 215, 216, and out at 219, just above the highs on those three, on that support level. So I think it's pretty good. That should wrap it up for today. Again, there's not too many trades to place because volatility is too small at the moment. As soon as it comes back, there'll be a lot more to get into and a lot more to look at. But really, we just need to break a range. And when the daily is not moving that much, it's hard to do. So be patient. I know it's hard. It's hard for me to be patient. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you back tomorrow. Let me know if you want me to take a look at anything. Leave some comments, and we'll take a look at some coins, and I'll do some research as well too. But there we go, and see you tomorrow. Bye.